Lab Coat Agents, welcome to another show. This one sponsored by Chime. You know, I've been talking a lot about Chime lately in Lab Coats. Well, we partnered with them and happy to bring them on. Thank you for bringing us together, Dan. Appreciate you working on the back end. Thanks. And Andrew, it's Andrew Wardle, right? It's Wardle?
Wardle, yep.
Wardle, sorry about that.
Good.
Andrew, he's a senior account executive over at Chime. He's in charge of firing everybody and hiring everybody. I'm joking. I'm just joking.
That's
You're in charge of all of our accounts. So thank you.
The only one who'll get fired is himself. So.
I know. Fired. And then you've got Randy Carroll, who's been a longtime friend of mine. He worked at Commissions Inc. for a while and then switched over to Chime. He's now the strategic partner. Dude, I don't even know your title. I'm just going to call you strategic partner, okay?
That's cool.
What's your official title?
The official title is Strategic Partner and Channel Manager. So we added as many words as possible.
Yeah, I'm never going to call you that.
That's
You know how people say, call me doctor? I'm like, no, I'm just going to call you Randy. So you're Randy at Chime, okay?
Randy at Chime. I can do that.
And so together here, we're going to show you exactly why I feel Chime is one of the best all-around CRMs that bring everything together. There are some things that I want to touch on first, Andrew, that I think are the most important.
Yeah.
And then we can get into the things that you're going to show us. I always like to just go all into the awesomest thing first, right? And to me, those two things are, number one is I want to make sure that you guys have dynamic ads for real estate, because that's like the hot button for me. I want to make sure that all of our leads are being retargeted, all of our database is being retargeted on Facebook and Instagram, and how that works, right? That's number one. And number two is I want to make sure that you guys have the ability for us to be able to purchase leads through Google PPC and Facebook lead ads. And I want to know how that process works, because I want to make sure it works right. And I want to show it to people, right? And then there's a little bit of talk about some AI. I know some companies out there have the automation going through, but you guys, I think, are the only ones that truly have AI down, because you're using, if I remember correctly, you're using TensorFlow.
Right.
As the AI.
Right. We're using Google's AI and machine learning product.
Perfect. So you guys are actually the only one that's using true AI, or real, what I like to call real AI. Everybody else is using automation. Mm-hmm. And it's like they're using keywords. I don't know if either of you are into AI. I am. I love it. But your company is the only one out there that's really, truly using real AI. And I want to see that too. So those are the three things that I want to see. And then you can do whatever you want after that.
Perfect. No, I'm with you on that. AI is a huge buzzword, and it's been a buzzword in this space for like 2 years. But there isn't really a company out there using AI in its real sense. Like you said, most things are based off of the keywords, right? So the system is recognizing a keyword and plugging in an automated response to that keyword. That's not artificial intelligence. So we're really excited about this product. And obviously, everyone knows Google. Everyone knows the quality of product they put out. So we're able to partner with them and bring something that's actually going to change the conversion aspect of lead generation in this space.
You got it, man. So Andrew, you have a screen to share, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
I'll just bring it up right now.
Let me make you co-host, just in case we have any challenges. I'm going to make all three of you co-host.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. Okay, so show me what I'm looking at here, man. It looks like a dynamic ad.
Yeah. So what we've got up right here is exactly what you said, is a Facebook dynamic ad. And the cool thing about this, and the reason it's so important, is because it's taking all the criteria that the customer has looked at already on your site. So this is especially important for retargeting, right? So when a customer is looking through their Facebook feed, they're going to see an ad with properties that are relevant to what they've already looked at. We can do this with net new leads as well, based on our hyper targeting techniques, right? So we'll find out from the agent what first and foremost what zip code they want to target, and then all of the sub target factors that we want to look at, like their demographics, certain major life events. But those type of things we'll also be able to give our best guess on the type of properties that customer is going to be looking at or would be interested in. So not every ad is going to be the same, right? It's going to be targeted for that specific customer, and the chances of them seeing an image that catches their attention based on the way this is set up is going to be a lot higher. And so that's why it's so important, is because the consumer is getting a lot smarter. They're not going to click on something that's just a nice looking property, right? That nice looking property, everyone now knows that that's not really available in their area, right? So they know when they click on it, they're not going to see that property anywhere. So that's why this is becoming more important, because the consumer is getting smarter and we need to be relevant to that specific consumer.
Makes a lot of sense, dude. It looks very similar to, I know I'm going to get this question. So it looks very similar to Ylopo. So what they're doing, I think you guys are the only ones doing it really well, both of you, Ylopo and Chime. And for those of you asking, did I dump Ylopo? No, I'm still using Ylopo. The idea is to bring both of them together, right? So that if you're not going to use a dynamic ads in Chime, or you're not going to use the Facebook lead ads in Chime, you can then have them work together. You can still use Ylopo, bring all your leads in here, and have Chime do the rest of it. But the thing that I love about Dare ads is, you mentioned it here, but as you engage with them, right? For those of you who know how it works, as you engage with them, then these ads will pop up more often into your feed of what you want to look at exactly. So you see a 3-bedroom there for, it looks like $1 million in San Jose, $1,150,000. Then you click on that one and you engage with more like it, then more will pop up like that on your feed the next time you go on your feed on Instagram and on Facebook. So that's what I love about it. All right, so take me through, if you can, Andrew. If I click on this, if you click on one of these, what happens after that? Are you able to on this?
Yep. Oh, on this one, I'm not able to, because this is a static ad that we have in our demo account, because we're not pulling in real information to the demo account here, because we've got so many people testing it out and using it. So this one is Nick. But what's going to happen is, if someone clicks on the particular ad, they're going to be directed to that particular agent's website, to this property's landing page, right? So then that customer is going to be able to see everything about this property, and even more important than that is right there in the same page is going to be all of the similar properties to that. So we're going to be able to start narrowing down, and as the customer is clicking on those properties, then the machine is still learning about what their interests are, what they're clicking on, and building advertisements for that customer for the future.
Got it, which is AI at that point, right? Because it's machine learning.
Absolutely.
And a comment that Andrew made kind of in passing, but I actually think could even be its own webinar topic, is the consumer is becoming more intelligent, right? And so how are you, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, responding to the growing intelligence of the consumer? Because the way that leads or people interact with online ads today are different than the way they interacted with them 5 years ago when I first got into this space. So it's being able to take that next step and to evolve and educate yourself as well as the consumer. That's going to help keep these realtors performing at a high level, and these ads maintain effectiveness.
So can you then, so take me through on the back end now. I know you can't click on this, but you can go to a back end to show me what happens. Where do we capture the leads, and what happens after?
Yeah. So as someone comes to your site, then this is going to be where they see a forced registration. In fact, I'm logged in right now, so I'm going to sign out so you can see what that looks like.
Okay.
All right. So I'll refresh the page here. So what's really nice about this is you've got the option. Most people are going to continue with Facebook or Gmail. What's nice about that, though, is that it's going to autofill their contact information for them, right? If you give them a bunch of blank spaces to put in their contact information, you're getting mickeymouse@gmail.com. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. If we autofill their information for them based on what they have in Gmail or with Facebook, likelihood that gets pushed through. I mean, they still have the option to change that, but most people don't. They push it through as the information, and so that the chance of getting correct contact info is greatly increased there. Someone can also create an account if they want with their email address. The next step for authentication is going to be to give their phone number, because that's going to be their password. Now, once they've logged in, they don't have to log in again from that point. So every visit back to the website is going to be tracked and logged in the CRM, because remember, the website CRM are connected together.
Yep.
They don't have to keep logging in every single time.
Well, thank goodness for that, dude.
Yeah, no, that's annoying.
I have a question from the audience on
Yep.
the Facebook side of this. What's Chime? So can somebody answer that super quick?
Yeah, I can. So Chime is an all-in-one platform where we start with an IDX website, fully integrated with your MLS, of course, and then a CRM in the back end that's integrated with that website. So you can track, nurture, and manage all of your leads that are captured, not only from the website, but we're lead agnostic. So we'll take leads from Zillow, Realtor.com, any other lead generation source like that, all into a CRM where you can track those leads and push them down the funnel to conversion. And that's something we're going to be talking about a little bit here more today.
Oh, cool. I want to see that later on, because I want to see how the database import works with, if it works with the AI portion of this too. So I want to see that. All right. So take us through this now. We're here. So people logged in, they're seeing the property. Show us what else.
Yeah. So once they're here, of course, they can click around and see everything they want to see about that particular property. Part of the design of these websites, though, is to have as many calls to action as possible. Because if you've got calls to action, that's going to increase that likelihood that the customer reaches out. Once that two-way communication is engaged, then that's more likely that they're going to turn into a client for you. And so the option for scheduling a tour of that property. If the customer has a question for you, they can click on the chat bot down here. And what that's going to do, if they type in a message here, is push it straight to the Chime app on your phone. Okay, so the app, we were built as a mobile app first. And so everything that we do is very mobile centric. And so if they type in a message here, pushes it straight to the app. Now, a different part of this that we'll talk about in just a second is the AI chat bot that will engage the customer automatically for you. And so that's something that you can add on to that if you want. But at the very minimum, this is a chat feature for the customer to engage with the agent, and that's just built right into the website.
So Andrew, is that separate? I didn't know that. Is that separate than the chat, the AI that goes out through text?
Yeah, so this chatbot down here is simply just, hey, I've got a question, and I'm going to push that straight to the agent, right?
Got it. Okay.
But if the agent wants to use the AI chatbot and have that embedded to their website, they can add that on to this. And what's going to happen in that instance, and I'll show you here, I took some screenshots of what that looks like. So if someone is on your website looking around, then they're going to see this chat engaging them right here.
Yep.
Now, as you said before, this is real artificial intelligence. What it's doing is it's learning with the customer. It'll attempt a couple times to get in touch with that customer while they're on your site. But then it's going to say, hey, it looks like you're good for now. But once that customer responds back and engages, right, then it's going to start to qualify that lead. Right? It's going to take the information that the customer gave, and it's going to ask more qualifying questions, find out where they're looking, price range. Hey, is this home that you're on right now? Is this what you're interested in? All those type of things are going to build a profile for that customer. That profile is being pushed to the CRM. So once you log in and you see that new lead you have, you've got all this information that's with it that they've provided based on this chatbot engaging that lead and qualifying it for you.
Got it.
And you can interrupt that conversation as an agent. You can interrupt that conversation at any time because you'll be able to see that conversation is going on. So if the customer is asking a very pointed question or something you want to jump in on, by all means, interrupt the chatbot, and you're a real person that's continuing that conversation. The customer may not even know that that's someone different that just piped in.
Very true.
Yep. So that's going to be the AI chatbot that you're looking at right here.
Cool. I love that. And that same, you guys are both using obviously TensorFlow on this for Google, right? From Google on this and both on the texting part.
Yeah. Yep. So that's another part of the chatbot is that it will engage with the customer via text as well to see if we can get them to respond that way and engage in the two-way communication via text if they don't engage here on the website.
Awesome, man. All right. Show me some other good stuff.
Yeah. So here from within the website, customers can share properties. Again, all these calls to action, the ability to search for properties via, within certain school boundaries. That's all going to be available right within the website. It's a home evaluation tool that's going to also be available for a customer to do. Point people to your website, whether that's through the PPC ads, the dynamic ads. It's all pointing people to your website. Of course, you can promote this as much as you want as well. Put it on your business cards. Get people to your site, because once they're here, all of that information is being pushed over to the CRM. Okay, so within the CRM, you can go in and look at everything that's happening on your website. Okay. So what we're looking at here is essentially all of our leads. In my database, I've got 3,500 leads in here, right?
That's not enough. You need to up your game.
I know. No, I'll get some tips from you on how to do that. But out of 3,500 leads, you've got your different pipelines here to narrow those leads down.
Okay.
Those pipelines are customizable, so you can name them whatever you want to that makes most sense for you.
Okay.
But an important part about this is where these leads came in, you're able to see a lead score. Okay, that lead score is also using a dynamic lead scoring system. So based on that customer's level of engagement on your website, but also with their communications, right? So you've got your calls, your emails, your texts. You also can see what they're actually doing on your website. And if you want to see the exact properties they're looking at, all of that's going to be available for you right here. But more importantly, it's showing you that lead score. And so as long as you filter your leads by that lead score in descending order, your best leads are going to bubble to the top every time. So
got it. So that's what we would normally start with on the calls then. Can I take a look at Matt Murphy to see how it looks? So if I need to call them right here, I can call them through the dialer, or I can text them through here or email them. Got it.
Yep, you can do that right here from the platform. If you want to get more detailed, get more granular on their lead score and see all the data points that are being used, then you've got an analysis button that you can look at right here that will bring up all that information for you.
Oh, cool. Kind of like a breakdown. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it also shows you the key indicators. Yeah, what's up?
What I like about that communications piece is it's going to show you how the likes correspond with you, right? So you're able to determine that Murphy picks up my phone calls more than he opens my emails or replies to my text messages. So I know that I'm going to call Matt Murphy, whereas other folks may not necessarily prefer that method of communication.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. That's a good point, Randy. I'm glad you brought it up. So stay here, because I have a question here on the smart plan. So let's say I've continually tried to reach Matt, but I can't get a hold of him. How do we incorporate the smart plans? Are they incorporated automatically per lead coming in? How does that work?
Yeah, so you've got some cool options. Now, one nice thing about Chime is we've got an entire library of smart plans. These are going to be your marketing campaigns. They're built into the system already. Okay, these fit all different types of sales scenarios, so you can go ahead and choose the one that fits best for that one customer, or you can do it as a mass assignment as well. So if you want to choose 150 customers that you want to start a marketing plan on, by all means, you can do that. The nice part about that too is that you can customize these smart plans however you want. So let's say that you really like this smart plan and all of the steps, except there's a couple in there you want to change up, or you want to change the verbiage in the emails. You want to add an automated text in the middle of these two steps.
Yeah.
But you can go on and make those changes so they sound like you, right? So they're more, it's a little bit more authentic, and you're not using, a marketing person's idea of good follow-up there. Although we've taken a lot of our ideas for these smart plans have come from agents, from coaches. And so that you're going to have some great content to use. But again, the way that I communicate with people might be a little bit different than the way that other agents do. So you can make changes to those as much as you want.
And we also actually have an integration with slide dial, so you can include a slide or a ringless voicemail, slide broadcast. So you can include a ringless voicemail drop as a part of these smart plan options.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yep. And then you can also have these automatically start. So if you want to set up triggers within the system, those triggers could be based on what the customer is doing on your website, or what you're doing in the CRM. So for example, if you're moving a lead from one pipeline to another, or you move a lead into a new group, that right there can trigger a brand new smart plan for that customer.
Oh, I love it, man.
At the same rate, if a customer returns back to your website after they've been gone for a long time, different triggers like that are indicative of an opportunity. Those type of things can also trigger a full-blown marketing plan and smart plan for that customer as well. So you've got a lot of cool options to automate that process.
I love that. Awesome. So do these shut off automatically when they respond, or we can keep them?
Yep, there's several triggers, several behavioral triggers that you can enable. So that could be if they respond to a text message, if they call you, if they respond to an email, those type of triggers can automatically pause that plan so you're not duplicating efforts from that point on.
Nice. I love that. All right, let's go out of that. And what's this transaction and docs and engagement? What are those?
Yeah, so this is going to be your spot where you can store documents. An important part about the platform here is it enables and encourages team collaboration on a lead, right? So you can pull in documents from your computer, from Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever you want to do there, and pull those in. But all agents or all users that are invited to work this lead are now going to be able to access those documents. So you can see here we've got different people working this lead with you, assistants, things like that. They can upload documents and access those documents as well. And then this transaction panel here, it's just going to be your way of being able to keep track of every transaction that you have, whether it's a listing or if you're searching for homes for Matt Murphy, you'll be able to keep track of those right here. And one other thing I want to note that you can see that popped up over here is as you're doing that team collaboration, if you want to type in a note, you can tag another user in the system so they'll get alerted. So this one right here is sharing a note. You can actually use the @ sign there. It's going to bring up or alert another user in the account that they've got a note they need to be looking at. So another thing to encourage that team collaboration.
I love that. What do you consider, both of you guys, because you guys, well, Randy, you're newer to Chime, right? But Andrew, you've been with them for a while. What do you consider to be the most amazing feature that Chime has here on the back end?
You know, I would say all of the abilities to customize your marketing plans, but to take the ones that are already provided for you, but you can build in if-then statements or if-then parameters to customize that specific plan to that customer, right? So if they do have financing in place, they're going to get this message on step 4. If they don't have financing in place, they'll get this message at step 4. So it's going to cater that experience to them, but also with the property alerts. Property alerts are automatically going to be assigned to the customer based on what the customer has looked at. But let's say the customer stops clicking on those property alerts. Well, the system is automatically going to phase out how often those property alerts go out to that customer until the customer starts to click on those again, and then that frequency is going to bump right back up. And so it's learning and adjusting to cater that experience for the customer. So we're not spamming them, we're not decreasing those open rates. So those are all important things, but by far the mobile capabilities of the platform, everything was developed as a mobile app first. We adapted it later to a desktop version, but we want to enable you to be able to be out in the field working, managing your business right there from your phone, instead of having to be tied to your computer to manage everything.
Do you guys have any shots of those or no?
Of the mobile app, I don't have any screenshots of that.
We can do it the next time. I want to go.
Yeah, we could focus on that, which would be great. But we've also got the ability, I've got demo accounts that I can have people log into to play around with that app and download that app straight to their phone so they can play around with it and see all the capabilities. It's really great to get in there and play around with it.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty sweet. That's one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah.
And to chime in, if you will, to answer your question,
nice.
Tristan, thanks. As someone a little newer to the Chime world, I would say I kind of have a two-part answer, right? For someone like yourself and more of your tech-oriented agents out there, I would say my favorite part of Chime is the depth of automation you can get from the smart plans, et cetera. The way we also maintain an open API, so we play really nicely with all your other gizmos and gadgets that help you close as much business as you do. For the agents who are a little more tech adverse, I would say my favorite thing about Chime is the ease of use, right? I don't think we've gotten to the dashboard yet, but if you show them the dashboard, Andrew, you're going to see how Chime lays everything out there for your less tech agents so that they have a clear path in terms of which leads and opportunities and tasks they have for the day, right? So it can be as automation and tech rich as you want to be, or it can be as simple and straightforward as you want to be, and everywhere in between.
Is that what you say stands out as the biggest difference between Chime and, let's say, Commissions Inc. or Boomtown or even Brevity?
I would certainly say the ease of use is definitely an advantage that Chime has. I don't doubt that one bit, but I don't want that ease of use to come across as that means we don't have, some of the gadgets and functionality that these other companies do. We absolutely do have the automation, and I'd argue actually even more. We just made it in an easy to digest way.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it, actually. I know you guys have like 110, 100, and I don't even know how many developers, but
the number seems to grow.
Oh yeah, dude, more than 100, which is nice because you guys are always adding things to this. And so because I have a team, I'm able to decide which team members get how many leads or what leads go to what members. And that's super easy on my end. So I had a question about lead routing. So I just wanted to get into that. Can you show that quickly?
Absolutely. Yeah. So with lead routing, you can set as many lead routing rules as you want to pull in the criteria that is most relevant to your team. So for example, if I've got an agent who specializes in a zip code, then I can say, hey, every lead that comes in for this zip code, I want to go to this agent. Or
That's
maybe
awesome.
you've got a group of 10 agents that all focus on leads between $500,000 and $1 million, right? Or 1.5. If that's a specific price range that you want to distribute those leads among, let's say, 4 agents, then you can add those agents here and even adjust the weight of who's getting which leads where. So if Chris here is your rockstar agent, let's give him 50% of leads and we'll evenly distribute the rest of the leads among the other 3 that fit in that specific rule. And then if you want to have other rules that you set up that include these same agents or different agents, then you've got a lot of nice options there to make sure that the right agents are getting the leads at the right time.
All right. So a couple of things. Can we also make sure that through the lead routing, can we have them dump into the pond automatically?
Yes. Yep. So if you want leads to be routed straight to the pond and then give those all of your agents the opportunity to go in and claim those leads, then you've got that option to do as well.
All right. And for those of the people that are listening and don't understand what the pond is, can either one of you explain what the pond is?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, unless you want to, Randy.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So the lead pond.
No, wait. Randy really wants to do it. I'm joking. I'm
so
joking.
eager.
Go ahead, Andrew.
This is really exciting stuff. So the lead pond is essentially going to be your place to push leads that haven't been worked or push leads that are just otherwise stagnant, right? You can put those in a spot where all of your agents can go in, check those leads out. See, Randy's really excited about
I see this.
I'm 3 hours ahead of y'all. I'm tired.
You know what?
Your agents can go in and check out those leads in the lead pond and say, hey, I think I can convert this one. I want to go ahead and work this one. It hasn't been worked for several months. And they can go ahead and start marketing to those people and see if they can convert them into a client.
I love that. And then do you give the ability for the agent that connected with them to switch it over to their lead, or do they still have to go to like the lead coordinator to have them switch it over? What are the?
So it depends on the permissions that you have set. So
Okay.
another nice part about all this is that the administrator can go in and set permissions for what agents can do as far as claiming leads, reassigning leads, taking ownership. Those type of things are all established on the administrative level on what you want agents to have the ability to do within the system.
I love that. All right. So the way that we use the pond is all of our newer agents. Oh, well, first of all, everybody's on it, but all of our newer agents who come in at the very beginning, they go on the pond first, kind of to practice and do the whole system of calling up, call, text, email, call, text, email, just getting into a groove, right, on all these older leads that are there. Yes. And then if they connect, then they can switch them over to themselves. But yeah, people use the pond differently. So I love that you have that ability there, man.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So that's going to be a big deal as well. What our whole goal is to make sure that these leads are not falling through the cracks, right? Because how often are we working a lead as agents? You're working a lead and time goes by, right? 6 months goes by, 8 months goes by, and then you call someone out of the blue and you find out that they just listed their home for sale with another agent. What we want to do is make sure that if that customer is re-engaging, that you get notified of that. We've got opportunity algorithms that are running in the background to detect those behaviors that are indicative of an opportunity. So maybe someone has returned to your site after they've been away for a long time. They viewed one listing multiple times in a short period of time. You'll get notified of those opportunities. So then those leads aren't falling through the cracks and you can still reach out to that customer and establish that communication again. Even let's say that it's been 2.5 years since you've engaged with that customer. If they're showing that behavior, you'll get alerted so you can reach out to them and start that conversation up again.
Awesome. Do we get notified through the app that people are engaging, or how does it work?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest benefits of having a native mobile app, right? So we're not just going to be a mobile web version, right, of what you're seeing here. It's an actual native app. The best part about that is push notifications. So we've got the ability to send you a notification when there's something you need to be looking at or something you need to be doing. Mm-hmm. You'll get notified of it just like you would a text message or a phone call.
All right, and then let's switch over to what I like. I love working the Google AdWords, right? The Google PPC. Pay-per-click.
Yep.
You guys have a whole team that's designated to creating these ads for us so that we don't have to create them. Can you take me through that process, like of them creating it for us? How do they decide what's working best? And is there a cost on top of us paying for the marketing for this, just so that people understand how this works?
Sure. Yeah. So what's going to happen is when you say you want to do a lead generation campaign, you're able to add that campaign on or take it off at any time. You don't have to commit to doing a certain lead spend over a long period of time. So when you do decide that you want to add lead generation onto the platform, then you'll work with our team to tell them what zip codes you want to target, the type of leads you want, buyer or seller, and the demographic that you want to focus on to target. And then what our team is going to do is build those ads for you, the creatives, the messaging on those ads, who they're being shown in front of, even down to the time of day and day of week that those ads are being shown. That's all stuff that we're monitoring based on historical data. So we take all that historical data, use that to your benefit to place those ads where they need to go. So with the Google AdWords, that's going to be more reactive, right? Someone does a search for properties in that area. Then they're going to start to see ads follow them around, right? They're going to see that ad on the top or on the right-hand side of the results page of their search. Mm-hmm. They're going to see your website. So then they can click on that and be directed to the site.
All right.
But as those campaigns are going, we're going to give you all of the data that goes with those. Okay, so you can see here on this dashboard the total spend that you've established, the number of leads, the all the way down to the total cost per lead. So you can get all of that data right here. Our team will work with you to recap those campaigns and say, hey.
Oh, I see. Can you scroll down a little bit? Because I see dynamic buyer campaigns and then I see Google ones.
Yep. So you can actually go in and see examples of your ads and then give feedback in real time to our ads team. If you like that ad, if you like the messaging that they've put up there, maybe you're getting a lot of hits and you just want to give us good positive feedback, go ahead and like it. If you want to make any changes, just press the comment button and you can put in some things about your preferences for those ads that you want right here. So you can provide that in real time. But also, they're going to consult with you to make adjustments to those ads so we can really find that sweet spot between quality and quantity, right? It's not all just about quantity or all about quality, right?
So
you need that volume as well.
Let's take a look at the numbers here. I want to go through type, display ads, obviously at the bottom, your Facebook, Google. So type, you've got search. What's the difference between display and search, just so people understand?
Display ads, that's going to be us building that ad and placing it in front of someone on Facebook, right? Those are your dynamic ads. We've targeted that specific person. They're going to see that ad. Now, this is going to be these AdWords are based on people that have done those searches. So we're kind of following them around, right? You've seen those before. If you look at a new set of golf clubs online, suddenly you're seeing ads for golf clubs all over the place.
Can I see that? Click to view the ad.
Yeah. So these are going to be like those ads you would expect to see.
That yellow section on Google at the top or on the sides. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So there's going to be front and center for the customer to see, and if they click on it, they're going to be directed right to your website from there.
All right. So behind that, so click that off, please. When you have the breakdown of spend, there's my spend: 600, 330, 131. The impressions. Wow, that's a lot of impressions for the dynamic buyer campaign. That's insane.
Yeah. Again, this is a demo account, and so these are numbers that we have connected to different demo parts of our system. So this isn't using an agent that's actively running a campaign.
Got it. All right. So explain to me on the right where it says CTR and CVR. Can you explain to the audience what that means?
Yeah. So click-through rate, that's going to be what gives you all of the data on that conversion part, right? So that's the conversion of the ad to click. So ad to lead, click-through rate. Okay. A CVR, you're going to have to help me, Randy.
Yeah. So click-through rate is the percentage of the clicks versus impressions, right? You're just getting you're getting that clicks information in a percentage format. The conversion CVR in this perspective is more so what you're referring to, with people actually clicking and then going through that form where they're filling out that information, right? So anybody who is really into the numbers with in this space, companies who see between a 7 to 9% CVR or conversion rate, sign up rate, that's kind of par for the course. You can see our dynamic buyer campaign is a little higher than that, but both Google campaigns are performing in the double digits, which is really something to be proud of on our end. Yeah.
I can see that.
21%. That's a lot.
I love this section because somebody said it's transparent, so it's really you don't usually see this. So I can go in and be like, hey guys, this one sucks. Can you please change it? And I can see where my funds are. Because a lot of the times we don't even see where our money is going, right? Like I'm spending thousands of dollars a month on Facebook lead ads and on Google, and I'm like not really clear sometimes where it's going. But this gives me that clarity so that I can continually change things and make it better.
I haven't seen a campaign details report as transparent as this program here from one of your IDX CRM solutions. If you're running it on your own or you have a digital marketer you've hired, maybe they offer this information. But from an IDX CRM solution, this is as transparent as it gets, and we're also very collaborative. Our clients who have been most successful with our lead generation have been proactive in telling us, hey, these keywords of these markets are performing better, and this is where I want to put my focus. So we invite that collaboration. We have no ego about the marketing. We only want to hear from our clients as to how we can better serve you.
Awesome. Two more questions. One is the cost of running ads through you guys. What's that cost?
Yeah. With the lead generation campaigns, you've got an option, and I'm showing you here with that budget where you can make these changes again on a monthly basis. It's a $600 campaign. Then the management fee for those campaigns is $100 each time you run that campaign. If you do $1,000 or more, you can choose the exact amount that you want to spend. So if that's $1,250, you can choose that amount, but the management fee on that side is going to be 15% of whatever your budget is.
Got it.
And so again, this goes to that transparency, right? We don't want you to go spend $1,000 and have no clue how much is going to the management of that campaign.
I love that. Pretty easy. All right. And then I see something on the left there that I one I understand, one I don't. I see open house forms, which is cool. I would definitely want to see those.
Okay.
And then text codes. I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure if you guys mean what I mean. So first, let's go into open house forms. I want to see the ability for us to use these open house sites or landing pages on our open houses to capture all the leads and have them going through Chime and then target them dynamically. I would love that. So show me.
Yep. So this is really nice because it's built natively into the system. You don't have to have a third-party open house registration tool that you have to import leads or export leads later into your CRM. It's all built right into the system. And so if you have an open house coming up, go ahead and upload a picture to the front elevation of the home, and you can predetermine what questions you want to be required on that registration page. So if you've got a laptop or an iPad there, as people enter that open house, they can go ahead and fill in their contact information. Once they submit that, it's going to be saved as a new lead, again, natively within your CRM, with the source being open house, and it's going to be tagged with the address that it's coming from. Okay, so then it's easy to go back and find those leads that you generated from that specific open house months later. If you want to market to those people, you can do that. What this will also enable is the ability to trigger an automated welcome email, a welcome text, or a full-blown marketing campaign because they registered at that open house. Something that I've seen agents do that I think is really cool is put a delay on that welcome email, welcome text. Nice. So maybe it's 45 minutes after they've registered, right? So a family comes walking through the home, they register. 45 minutes later is when that text goes out and says, thank you so much for visiting this open house. I'd love to work more with you. When's a good time for a phone call?
All right. So let's say they don't engage. Does the AI take over and then go keep on texting them? Or if they do engage, does the AI take over and engage with them too?
So at that point with these open house leads, the AI bot is not going to engage with that customer from those, because that's simply a static welcome text, right? To that customer. Or if you have a series of texts that you want specifically for that customer, that's all going to be something that you've pre-planned how you want to reach out to that particular type of lead based on their registration at the open house.
I love it. Cool. Now tell me what text codes are.
Yeah, you're going to like this too. So with text codes, you can use this a couple of different ways. One way that I'll tell you first and foremost is if you've got a listing and you want to include there on your sign writer a text code that's specific to that property, then you can have on the sign writer, for more information about this property, text the code home123 to your virtual number. If someone's driving past that house and they text that code to that number, they will get an automated response back with your message and details about that property. At the same time, you'll get notified through the Chime app on your phone that you have a new lead from your listing. So that's going to be one of the more popular ways to use a text code, right, to generate buyer leads off of your own listings. If you want to use text codes though for mailers, for advertising campaigns online, whatever you want to do with these codes, you can create that code, right? And if you want to include information about a listing when someone texts that code somewhere, or maybe it's just simply a message, right? That can be, an advertising campaign that says, hey, if you want to know more information about what I do as an agent, text this code to this number, And then you can determine what automatic response that customer is going to receive. You fill in that message right here. And so you can track campaigns that way. You can get the word out and let that be an automated thing. So you can see, the stats that go with those codes and get those leads.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Two creative ways, just to add some color commentary here, that I've seen people use text codes in the past is one is using a text code in lieu of carrying around a business card, right? Text my name to this number and you'll get my business card. Then you're also getting these people's information into your system. But the other way that I like to see people use text codes is a lot of agents I see more and more sponsor some type of charity event, or they have some type of passion project. So you can use these text codes outside of the realm of real estate. You can use it within your passion project, within your charity, when you're trying to spread the word about, hey, for more information about my no-kill animal shelter I sponsor, text what have you to this number. And you're also able to bring those people into your world from the real estate perspective as well. And then using our group feature, Andrew, group all of those people together so you know exactly where everyone came from.
I love that. All right, guys. Well, anything you guys have at the end here to wrap up? We've got about 8 minutes or so. So I wanted to make sure we covered everything you guys wanted to talk about.
Sure. Well, something that Randy talked about earlier is that this is a very feature-rich platform, but we've invested a lot into studying the user experience so we can make it as intuitive and easy to use as possible. We've got a great user adoption rate. And I mean, you'll hear testimonial after testimonial of how much agents love to use the platform because again, they're very powerful tools to use, but very easy to use at the same time. And that's a tough thing to come by. One thing that, as far as helping with the conversion of leads, right? You've got leads coming in from all different sources. Once those leads are in your database, it's all about what you do with those leads to match them up, especially those buyer leads, to match them with properties. So as new listings are coming in, so I've got over 4,200 listings that are in my MLS right now. As those leads are coming in, those listings, I can see how many leads in my database are a match for that specific property. Now, this is taking into account a lot of what they've done on your website, the information you've put into the lead record, but it'll show you here what those matching factors are. And if you want to go ahead and notify all of those people, you can email or text them that specific property.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I love and then mass text them.
Yes, so it's a mass text, but it's not the annoying mass text that you get from your siblings when they, want to wish everyone a happy birthday. It's an individual text message to each person. And so right now, if I were to text this off to that group of people, it's going to automatically import their name. It's as a variable. So it's going to be a personalized message to that person. They're not going to know that they were one of 13 people to receive that message.
That's cool, man. I like that.
Nice. Now, part of this as well that even takes it a step further, and I would say even more important, is that let's say that you have someone that's thinking about listing their home with you, or it's a coming soon property.
Yeah.
Go ahead and plug in all that information about that property right here. It's taking a second to load here, but once you plug in that information about the address, price, all those type of things, once you save that in your system, once you save that, you'll see that listing pop up right here, and you'll immediately see how many people are a match for that property. And so
without you having to do the search, it does this automatically.
It does it automatically. So then right there, you can see, hey, I've got 32 buyers in my database that may be a match for this property. So you can make that connection.
That's pretty awesome.
Right? So then that increases your chances of representing both sides. So that's a game changer right there. And may also convince that seller to list with you, right? So
I like that a lot, because you can instantly do that at their home. You can pop this up and be like, hold on, let me add your home to my database and see how many leads are already in my database that we can reach out to.
Exactly. So that's a really, really powerful tool there. The same thing will happen though. If you get a new lead in your system, the system will do this in reverse, and it'll show how many listings that new lead is a match for.
Oh, dude, I love that.
So let's say that you just got a new lead, and I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to bring up my favorite lead.
Michael Green?
Nope.
Oh, yourself. I love it.
So if I look here, let's say that this lead just came in, I can go here and look at how many listings are matched to this particular person. So by clicking here, there's 7 properties. I can look at those. And if I want to go ahead and send a few of those off to this brand new customer, I can go ahead and do that right here.
That's cool.
Yep.
Easy.
Or one final thing is, if you want to be a proactive agent and maybe go find some good investment properties in a specific zip code, this is a full MLS search you're doing. So type in your zip codes, type in your price range, bring up the properties that you want to share with your investors, for example. And so I'll bring up this group of listings just for example.
I would create a hot sheet for investors, right?
Exactly. And so from here, let's say that I go to my group, and you can create as many custom groups as you want. I'm going to select all my investors. Oh, sorry. So I've still got
Andrew up there.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm bringing up all my investors that are in that group, and I can go ahead and send those 20 properties that I have selected, and now I can email or text it to my group of investors.
Yeah, you could do this once a week automatically. Oh, that's sick. I love that. All right, Randy, what else do you got? Anything in closing?
In closing, one of the things I would want to add, simply because we discussed our developers earlier, and we have so many of them, but what does it mean, right? What it means is we actually release new features every 3 weeks, due to the size and strength of our development team. So those features aren't just, hey, we changed the color of a button, right? These are actually beneficial. These are real actionable pieces of functionality that we add to the system, and the largest influence of our actual product team is from our clients. So when our clients say, hey, we need this, that, and the other, we're listening, and we're adding these requests to our 3-week sprints. So I don't know of another company that is actually releasing new functionality every 3 weeks.
I love that. Now I don't either. Not like what you guys doing. All right. Well, Andrew, Randy, thanks, man. I'm thinking that we should, on the next one here for February, we should bring in some power users so we can see how they're using their CRMs. It just happens to be Chime, but I think, what do you guys think of that?
Let's do it. I'm in.
Or maybe 2. We could bring 2 solid ones, and they can show us how they're crushing.
I like it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Andrew, Randy. Appreciate you guys being on. And any questions we get from this, we'll send them over to you.
Love it. Thanks, Tristan. Take it easy, man.
Great.
Yeah, I'll take care.